Hey, boys and girls. So, today we are actually going to do something that we've done plenty of times before this year, and it's something that we do every day without even noticing. What we're going to be doing is practicing making inferences. So, an inference is something that you kind of like a conclusion that you come to. And what you do is you use information that you see in the text and you use information that you already know, which is called background knowledge. And when you combine those two pieces of information, you make an inference. So just listen to me while I make inferences about these two images right here on the screen. First, we're going to look at inference number 5. And there's a picture. Well, first, I'm just going to dissect the picture and I'm going to see what kind of things do I see going on in this picture. So I see a man on a bike and he's jumping in the air. And I see this girl crouched down here. I see tons of people. I see a clear blue sky. I see some people on the roof right here. I see some flags. And I'm not really sure what all is going on, but these questions right here, they're going to help me make an inference and think about what could be going on. So the first question says, why is the girl crouched down? Well, I think the girl's crouched down because he is doing some kind of trick over her, and maybe that's part of the trick for her to crouch down. The second question says, is there any wind on this day? So that's kind of a silly question, right? We can't usually see wind in a picture. Wind is something that you can hear or it's something that you can feel. And it's something that you can see as well, but it's kind of hard to capture in a picture. But when I look at this picture, the only thing that would give me a clue about wind are these flags right here. And this one's kind of moving. This one seems like it might be moving. So, I mean, it might be a little windy that day. We have no way of knowing how windy it is, but we can tell there's probably some wind because the flags are moving. Has the boy done this before? Goodness, I hope so. If he's doing this crazy of a trick, I hope that he's done this before. We don't know, but I'm going to guess that since he is doing this trick that looks kind of dangerous and it looks kind of hard, I'm going to guess that yes, he has done this before. And where might this be? This might be at a beach. It might be at some kind of festival or some kind of competition. I don't know for sure, but I use things that I already know in my head. It's called background knowledge. And I looked at details from the picture and I was able to make an inference, or I was able to come up with thoughts about what might be going on in this picture. Let's look at this other picture here on the right with these dump trucks. So when I look at this picture, I see that there's a lot of sunlight. It looks pretty bright. Obviously, there's some shade in here, but I can tell that it's sunny outside. These trucks or these cars, I'm not even sure. They look kind of old, right? They're really rusty and they don't really look like you could just put your key in it and start it up and, take off in it. They look kind of beat up and it kind of makes you wonder if they even work. I don't know. So let's read these questions. Are these trucks new? I would say definitely not. They definitely don't look new. They don't look shiny and clean. I mean, this one doesn't look too terribly dirty, but it's definitely not a brand new sparkly car. Let's look at the next question. If I can get, oh no. Okay. Why are the trucks covered? Oh gosh. Why are the trucks covered? I would say the trucks are covered maybe for protection or maybe to keep them in the shade because it's really hot outside and maybe they have leather seats. And you know how if your car is out in the sun and they have leather seats, it just gets really, really hot when you go to sit down on the seats. So maybe they're covered because there's leather seats and they don't want them to be really hot. I don't know. What time of year is it? I would say it's got to be springtime or summertime because it looks pretty sunny. Usually in the winter, we don't see the sun as often as we do in the summer. So I would just guess that this is a warm summer day. There's no snow on the ground. There's no puddles. It doesn't look dark and gloomy. It just looks like a warm, sunny day in the summertime. What might these trucks have been used for? Ooh, I would say this first truck looks like it was used for maybe transporting some kind of goods on the back right here. This truck in the middle, I think it's a Jeep. I don't know. I would say maybe something like military use. That's kind of the feel I get from this one too. They're just kind of like strange looking cars, or not cars that you would see just driving down the road all the time. So maybe they had a special purpose and they worked with something with military workers. So I hope that this lesson, I hope that as you followed along with me, you were able to make inferences as well. And I hope you realize that we really make inferences all the time, every day, all day. It's just something that we do. And what we do is we take what we see. So in this case, we saw the pictures. We take what we see and we combine it with things that we already know. And when we put those two things together, we can come up with ideas or thoughts called inferences. So next, you're going to do an assignment and you're going to do it exactly the way I just did. Two of these cards, you'll see two of these cards with a picture and with a couple questions, and you will answer those questions and make inferences about the pictures. Be creative and think outside of the box, and just tell me exactly what you're thinking when you read these questions. You will also see two cards like they're coming up. My computer is just going slow. They don't have pictures. They have kind of like a little storyline like this. And then there are two questions here at the bottom. So your assignment is going to be answering four of these cards where you'll be making inferences.